Now, what if I told you that the biggest reason you're still struggling financially isn't your salary? It isn't the economy, and it's definitely not bad luck. It's something more dangerous, far more dangerous than you can imagine. It's a gap, a very tiny gap most people never even notice. The gap between what you know and what you do. The gap between your goals and your habits. The gap between where you are and where you want to be. The gap between your full potential and your daily actions. And every single day, that gap is quietly stealing your future. Because here is the uncomfortable truth. Believe it or not, the difference between people who build wealth and people who stay broke for decades isn't usually intelligence. It's discipline. And until you close that discipline gap, money will continue slipping through your fingers, no matter how much you earn. So today, we're going to expose the invisible force keeping millions trapped in financial struggle and how you can break free from them all. So, let me welcome you to Top Iconic Challenge, the channel dedicated to discipline, transformation, and money. If you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're tired of starting over and over again, if you're tired of watching others move ahead while your life stays the same, then stay with me. Because what you're about to hear could completely change how you think about success, wealth, and your future. I have broken them down in parts so as to make it easy and seamless for you. Welcome. And here we go. Part 1. The lie most people believe. Most people believe that poverty is caused by lack of money, but that's only part of the story. If money alone created wealth, lottery winners will stay rich forever. Yet, studies have consistently shown that many lottery winners eventually end up broke. Why? Because money amplifies habits, it doesn't fix them. A person with poor financial discipline who suddenly receives $1 million often creates multi-million-dollar problems. A disciplined person with limited resources can slowly build lasting wealth. The real battle isn't happening in your bank account. The real battle is happening in your daily decisions. Every time you say, I will start tomorrow, just one more expense, one day won't do much harm, the discipline gap gets wider. And the wider the gap becomes, the harder it is to escape financial struggle. It's important that you know this. Okay, so this is part 2, the invisible cost of indiscipline. So let's do something. Let's do an exercise. Imagine 2 people. Both of them earn the same amount of money. Both have the same opportunities. Both of them dream of financial freedom. However, one chooses discipline and the other chooses comfort. The disciplined guy wakes up early in the morning to learn valuable skills. He saves before spending. He invests consistently. He makes promises to himself and he keeps those promises. But the comfortable person procrastinates. He chooses instant gratification. He spends first and saves whatever is left, which is nothing. He constantly restarts his goals. Now, here's what is very fascinating about this. For the first few months, their lives look almost identical. No dramatic difference, no obvious signs of difference. But something happens. The gap begins to compound. 1 year becomes like 3. 3 years become like 5. 5 years become like 10. 10 years become like 20. And suddenly, one person owns assets, opportunities, and freedom. And the other wonders why life feels unfair. The tragedy is that most people don't fail because of one catastrophic decision. They fail because of thousands of tiny, undisciplined choices. A skipped workout, a wasted hour gossiping, an impulsive purchase, an abandoned goal. These, if repeated daily over years, of course, you know the consequences. The person cannot recover from them. Part 3, your brain is actually working against you. Here's something most people don't realize. Your brain is designed for survival, not for success. Thousands of years ago, humans survived by seeking immediate rewards: food, comfort, safety, pleasure. And that programming still exists today. It is called Mindset 1.0. That's why scrolling social media feels easier than learning a new skill. That's why spending money feels better than saving it. That's why watching success videos feels easier than taking action. Your brain constantly whispers to you, take the easy path, do it later. No, you deserve a break. Don't kill yourself. Things are not like that. If you're not careful, those whispers become your life. The world, they don't have different brains. They simply build systems that overpower their impulses. They understand that discipline is not about motivation. It's about choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. And if you understand it, you can also likewise do like that. Here is part 4, the discipline gap test. If you want to know whether this discipline gap is holding you back, I want you to answer these questions very honestly. Do you regularly spend money on things you don't really need? Do you start goals with excitement and quit when things become difficult? Do you know what you should be doing but fail to do it consistently? Do you often choose comfort over growth? Do you keep making promises to yourself that you don't even keep? If you answered yes to some or several of these questions, then you're not alone. Millions of people all over the world are trapped in the same cycle. So the problem isn't lack of information. In fact, we live in the most information-rich period in the history of mankind. You can learn almost anything now for free. Yet, many people remain stuck. Why is that? Because information without discipline creates frustration. Knowledge only becomes power when it is consistently applied. So if you know something and you can't do it, then you're not using the knowledge well. But when you apply knowledge to what you know and then do it, that is when you're using the knowledge well. Think about it. And now we're in part 5. And I want to tell you how to close the discipline gap. I'm giving it step by step. Step 1, stop negotiating with yourself. The moment your alarm rings, get out of bed. The moment it's time to walk, start the walk. The moment it is time to save some money, save. Every negotiation weakens discipline, but every action strengthens it. Step number 2, make small promises. Most people fail because they start too big. They try to transform their entire life overnight. Instead, make promises so small you cannot fail to keep them. For instance, read 1 page a day, save $1, exercise for 5 minutes, then repeat. Consistency beats intensity every time, all the time. Step number 3, track everything. What gets measured gets improved. Track your spending. Track your habits. Track your goals. Track your progress. The numbers never lie. So always create awareness that will give you accountability. Step number 4, embrace discomfort. Success is built in moments of discomfort. When you don't feel like walking, walk. When you don't feel like saving, save. When you don't feel like learning, learn. These moments are where your future is being decided. Comfort is expensive. Discomfort pays you dividends. Step number 5, become the person first. Don't focus on becoming rich, focus on becoming disciplined. A disciplined person naturally makes better financial decisions. And better decisions create better outcomes. And better outcomes create wealth. So those are the 5 steps to take if you want to close that discipline gap. Here is the wake-up call. That's part 6. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. There are 2 versions of you that may exist. The first version continues living exactly as you're doing today. Same habits, same excuses, same patterns. Now imagine meeting that version of yourself in 5 years' time. Would you be proud or disappointed? Now, imagine a second version of you, a version that closed the discipline gap, a version that keeps promises, a version that invests in growth, a version that chooses long-term rewards over short-term gratification. How different would your life look? The future you're going to live in is being built right now. Not next year, not next month, not even tomorrow, but today. So don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Don't pontificate. Go out there and start the future that you want to live in. All right, so from the message you have passed here now, you do understand that the discipline gap doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't destroy lives overnight. It works slowly, quietly, patiently, one excuse at a time, one delay at a time, one broken promise at a time, until years have passed by and opportunities are all gone. But here's the good news. You can close that gap starting today. Not with motivation, not with luck, not with perfect circumstances, but with one disciplined decision, then another, then another, then another. Because wealth isn't built in giant leaps. Wealth is built in small actions repeated relentlessly and consistently. And remember, every day you choose discipline, you're choosing a future version of yourself that is stronger, wealthier, and freer. So the question is not whether you can afford to become disciplined. The question is, can you afford not to? So if this message challenged you, hit the like button, subscribe to Top Iconic Challenge for more content on discipline, transformation, and money. And in the comment section, type, I will close the gap. Because the moment you declare it, you take the first step towards becoming the person your future depends on. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.